What's up everybody, my name's Royce, thanks for tuning in, and today we're going to be covering some of the new features in iOS 11. And the first thing we're going to talk about is the lock screen. So right now it looks like I don't have any current notifications, but if you just swipe up, you'll see now all of your notifications from earlier in the day before, all that stuff will show up right on the lock screen without having to actually unlock the phone. So when you do have your phone unlocked and you swipe down, the lock screen has actually replaced Notification Center. And if you're like me, this is going to be a little confusing for a while, takes some getting used to, and it works the same way when it's locked. So if you swipe right, you'll get your widgets. If you swipe left, you'll get your camera. And now, when you swipe up to get to Notification Center, you'll see that it's been completely redesigned for a more modular look. And now you can do a lot more. You can 3D touch to get to more settings. Like now there's a toggle for personal hotspot, which is cool. And if you 3D touch on the music player, you get your music controls. And hitting the little AirPlay logo in the top right will give you your audio output source. And a few more controls have been added, like Apple TV, where you can control your Apple TV right from Control Center, which is cool. There's also one for notes, where you can start a new note or start a new checklist. And now there's one that easily lets you record your screen. And there are actually more options if you go to Control Center under Settings, and you see I just have the ones that I like selected. But there are even more you can choose from. And what's cool is there's no limit, so you could just add them all if you wanted. Just keep adding, and yeah, now you got them all. So now when you swipe up, you could scroll through all the settings that you selected. We can now finally move more than one app at once by just holding down and then selecting on the others like this, and they'll all join together. And then just move it to whatever folder or wherever you want on your phone, all at the same time. Screenshots have also changed, so when you take one now, you'll see this little window that pops up in the bottom left corner of your phone, and if you click on it, it opens up a whole new window where you have options to either crop the photo, you can draw on it, or add text, signatures, or shapes. You can also undo any changes that you made, and then you can choose how you want to share it. But the best part is after you're done with all that, you can actually delete the screenshot, so it doesn't have to take up space in your Photos app. And finally, Siri's voice got the upgrade it needed. Hey Siri, what's the weather like outside?
It's currently partly cloudy and 73 degrees in Los Angeles. Expect clear skies starting tonight. Temperatures are heading down from 75 this evening to 64 tonight.
Siri can now also translate in other languages. How do you say good morning in Spanish?
Buenos días.
What about in French?
Bonjour.
And hidden away in the settings under accessibility is the option to type to Siri. Just scroll down until you see Siri, click on it, and you'll see that option right at the top, type to Siri. So now if you hold down the home button to activate Siri, a keyboard will pop up instead, so now you can type instead of talk.
Here's the forecast for today.
And in Messages, these are more improvements to changes that they made in iOS 10. You can see the iMessage apps at the bottom here are more in a row, and if you start scrolling, the icons will enlarge, making it easier to select. And if you scroll all the way to the left, see an icon that says More. And if you hit that, that'll give you some more options. You can see you now have a Favorites section, so you can put your favorite used iMessage apps in that category, and they'll appear on the far left at the bottom. And for everyone wishing there was a one-handed keyboard option, you now got it. You activate it through the emoji button, just hold down, the option will pop up. You can do the left, you can do the right, the choice is yours. They've also added the ability to access the keyboard settings right from the keyboard itself, which saves so much time. There are also two new effects that you can use to send your messages. There's the echo effect, which makes a whole bunch of the same bubble, and then a spotlight, so you can shine on them. In the camera app, there's a few more filters for you not to choose from, because let's face it, who actually uses the camera stock filters? Nobody. But in the Photos app, you now have a few options to play around with those live photos. Just swipe up and you'll see you have a few effects you can choose from. The first one is Loop, which, you know, loops the thing. The next one is Bounce, which is my personal favorite because it gives you a nice boomerang effect, which you can now have right in the Photos app. And the last one is Long Exposure, which is also pretty cool because it gives you that effect without having to tweak any settings. Just take a live photo and bam. And another big part of iOS 11 that really deserves its own video is ARKit, and that brings augmented reality to the iPhone. If you have the iPhone 6S and up, including the iPhone SE, you have the ability to do this. You can use these augmented reality apps now if you have iOS 11. There are a bunch of apps that already show what is possible with augmented reality, and I would say just go into the App Store, download some stuff, and just play around with it because it's awesome. There's been some additions to Apple Music as well. If you go to the For You section, you now have your own curated chill mix based off of your likes. You now have your own profiles within Apple Music that shows your playlists, what songs you're listening to, albums, all that stuff. And so you can follow your friends can follow you. You can just have one big old time following each other's music. You can also share on social media. You can edit your profile, all that good stuff. And next up is Apple Maps. And if you look in the upper left corner, you'll see the speed limit of whatever freeway or street you're on is always displayed. And also adding lane guidance will make merging onto that exit even easier. And what I really like is the much larger and more detailed notification window that pops up whenever you're in another app. And they're slowly rolling out indoor maps for select malls and airports, and if you're in one that supports it, you get a full layout of the place right there on your phone, so you don't have to look for those kiosks that never really tell you where to go in the first place. And the flyover feature has also been improved, adding some augmented reality goodness. So now you have the option to literally move around whatever city that supports it, and you can walk around straight up King Kong, Godzilla style, and just be stomping around the whole city, checking things out. You can get closer to buildings, literally do a little drone shot thing that I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing, but it's really cool, and you should try it out for yourself. And a nice segue from Maps is to talk about the new Do Not Disturb While Driving feature, which can be accessed in Settings, and you can activate it a couple ways. It can be activated manually or automatically based off of your speed, or as soon as you connect to your car's Bluetooth. And if you have it set up, you can just swipe up and activate it through Control Center. And while it's active, you won't receive any phone calls, notifications, or anything while driving. And if someone tries to text you while you're driving, they'll receive an automated message, which you can change in settings to make it whatever you want. iOS 11 also brings Emergency SOS, which originally was on the Apple Watch, to the iPhone. And with that setting turned on, if you hit your power button 5 times, it'll automatically contact the proper emergency services in your area. Notes also got a little bit of love in iOS 11. You can now scan documents right into the Notes app. And once you have the document lined up, the app will automatically take the photo for you. It'll align it, and you can click on it, double check, make sure everything looks good, and that's all you got to do. And lastly, the App Store has been completely redesigned with a focus on helping you discover new apps and games. Which you can see here in the Today tab. It's a curated list of popular and highlighted apps. It includes new daily stories, which gives you more backstory on the app and the developers, and also themed lists of top apps created by App Store editors. There's a dedicated games tab for those just looking for games. Here's how the regular apps page looks. And if you want to search by category, it seems the only way to do that is to scroll down on the main apps page. All right, and there you have it. That's my quick look at iOS 11. I know we didn't cover everything, but I at least wanted to cover what I think you guys would care about the most. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I'm trying to push out more videos for you guys. And if there's a feature that I didn't talk about that you want to see, just let me know. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch y'all later.